What's up, guys? The first thing that I want to start off by saying in this video is that this is definitely a first world problem. And it is also going to be a very taboo subject, or a couple taboo subjects that I bring up. It's always been kind of a weird thing to talk about money, growth, how to grow on Twitch, stuff like that. It's kind of taboo subjects. And no one really talks about them. And I've talked about them probably more than I should have. And I think that's why a lot of people enjoyed my content, is that I'm very unique in the sense that I'm very forthcoming and upfront with information and stuff that's going on with me and my thought on things. And Twitch and content creation don't mesh well with that type of thing. There's a lot of sort of fake stuff that you have to do to appease the masses, and I'm just not one for appeasing the masses. I want to be true to myself and be a genuine person and not chase a dollar in exchange for my soul or my genuine attitude or my authenticity. So that's kind of going to be the first thing that we talk about. But anyway, that's kind of the general, that's like kind of the general message of this video is, I'm just really burnt. So I'm kind of, I've got a script here that I want to stick to of things that I want to talk to, and we're going to move on to the next one. The next and most important part of this video is I wanted to just tell everyone who's either been in my streams, liked to tweet, donated to me, subbed to me, has just been in my, whatever it is, Discord. Okay. Whatever it is, I'm extremely grateful, and the stuff that I'm going to be talking about is not a reflection of anybody in particular. It's just something that I've been dealing with, like, internally and mentally, and it's my fault at the same time because I've grown this beast that I've turned streaming into, and it's just, you guys will understand more by the end of the video. But this isn't, I'm extremely grateful for every single person who's even made it possible for me to be up to this point. And I love streaming. I really love streaming, and I love playing video games, but the way that I've made things, it's just not sustainable. And I've reached that limit where I'm no longer able to do it. And I haven't grown, like, my channel itself into a way where I can leave that type of streaming. Anyway, I'm going to move on to this. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about next is, what I just said, the monster that I've created. So Bitbot. When I started using Bitbot, I was one of a very small percentage of creators in general, but Tarkov creators even more so, that was using Bitbot full time. Actually, I still don't really know very many people that run it 24/7. I never turn it off. It's always on. Any viewer that comes to my channel knows that it's free game, that I could die any second. And it was fun. It was a fun thing for a good while. And another thing that I implemented was beans. These ones. This one in particular. And this is another fun thing that I added to my channel. But what this did was it made it to where anytime I was donated anything, anytime, and I understand that people are trying to support me. And so I hope that these lines don't get blurred. I do understand, and I am grateful for the people that donated bits, donos, gifted subs for the beans. I'm truly grateful for that. But it also made it to where anytime I got any sort of support or donations or subs, anything like that, it was like a negative thing also had to have happened to me. And it made streaming a very negative experience for me. And yeah, I would get subs and people would donate, very, very rarely, but it would happen where I still would get subs and, things like that without having to have my mouth on fire or die in the game or give my position away. And so you got to realize that I've been doing this with Bitbot almost 2 years straight, and I've been streaming 7 days a week, almost 2 years as well, like a year and a half. And I did it really successfully for a while, and I enjoyed it, and I made decent money, and the expense is mental health, sleep, losing time with your family. Well, for me at least, because I have 2 kids and I'm, a husband and stuff. And for me personally, not being able to sleep during the night with my wife and sleeping during the day when my kids are awake, that really, really started messing with me about a year into streaming 7 days a week. And that's a huge thing that I realized once we moved, was because, I had over 2 weeks off when we moved. I got back to a normal sleeping schedule where I was sleeping at night. And then I got COVID. So COVID was like a whole nother week and a half of my life, but it extended that amount of time where I was like a normal person for a little while. And so while it sucked, because I was pretty much just in bed for 3 of those days and couldn't even get out of bed, it was another part of contributing to where my mind is at with streaming, and realizing that, man, like maybe I don't have what it takes to be a streamer. It's not easy, and I've got a business mind. I work in a very business oriented way, and I was extremely happy and grateful and lucky and privileged to be able to stream and make money doing it while I did. But that way just doesn't feel sustainable anymore. Mentally, it's extremely difficult for me, and physically as well. When I'm sleeping at night, it's daytime, so it's bright. And I've got 2 kids, they're loud, and it's naturally, it's hard for me to sleep during the day. And it really feels like it started catching up to me. And some nights I'd get 4 hours of sleep. Some nights I'd get like 6 at the most. Like that was my usual amount of sleep. And that really just feels like it started catching up to me. And I know I'm probably ranting, but I'm trying not to cut this video a bunch. I want this to just be, straight off my tongue to you guys. And I'm trying to hit all the bullet points that I want to hit and talk about. But I'm kind of going all over the place. So I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to keep it as structured as I can with getting my point across, and giving you like a dive into my brain. But yeah, let's move on to the next thing. So the next sort of thing that I'm really stuck in right now with streaming is, one, I really wanted to buy a house. You guys have seen for the last probably 6 months to a year, my wife and I have been saving. The last 2 months we have not. The last 3 months maybe we have not. Before that, for over a year, we were saving money, and we did save quite a bit of money. But then the housing market went crazy, and it's still crazy. And we had enough money to buy a house. But after talking to some people that know a lot more about investment and real estate and stuff like that weren't a salesperson trying to sell us something, it seemed like a really bad idea. We were going to be buying a home that was probably going to depreciate in the next few years. So like basically buying premium price for a house. And we did find a house that we liked, but it just didn't make sense at the time. We knew we wanted to move to Texas, so we're here now, and we decided to use that money to fund the move, pay for the rent, the down payment, and all that stuff. And then my wife and I were both pretty much deprived of buying anything that we enjoyed. So, even clothes, like I hadn't had a new pair of shoes in so long, because we were just super dedicated to saving money to get a house. So we both have opened up a little bit on our financial spending and buying stuff that makes us happy. And, they say money doesn't make happiness, and I agree with that. But when you're able to get something that you really just makes you feel happy, I mean, it's kind of a cliche thing, but it's true. I've been wanting to buy a new gun. I had been wanting to get a 1-wheel, and I was able to get some of those things. And my mental is a lot better in that sense. And my wife was really struggling mentally with, being capped up inside the house, and we both work from home. And so, when you're trying to save money and you're not going out to eat and you're not going to events and you're not buying stuff, you're just at home, and that really, really started getting to her mostly. But it also did start to get to me pretty good too. But that's has nothing to do really with streaming. That's just like a life decision. But the part that does have to do with streaming is the finances. No month is ever the same. And while you can get like kind of an average idea of what you're going to make per year or per month, you never truly know. Things like holidays, they really affect how much you make. So like November, December, you're gonna make a lot less than you will in March, April, as a streamer. And you don't know a lot of that stuff until you're full time. A lot of these things you just learn, by patterns. I've been streaming for 4 years. Over 2 of those have been full-time streaming and content creation. I know when I need to be saving money. I know what parts of the year are slow. I know when it's good to hit the gas a little bit. I know when it's good to hit the brakes. And these are all things that I've learned just from doing it. With that said, the way to grow on Twitch is a lot different now. There's so much competition everywhere. What was working for me was posting on TikTok and standing out by using BitBot, right? But when everyone sees that starts working, everyone starts doing it. They start doing the same stuff. And I'm not saying that I started some trend, but I was a very big part of that in the beginning. And a lot of people grasped onto BitBot and seeing my clips do crazy numbers and seeing money that I make from BitBot. So it pushed me out of this unique niche sort of position that I was in into just another creator that's trying to make the grind. And I'm sure there are other ways to fill that void, there's always stuff that's unique that no one else is doing, but it's about figuring out if you're compatible with doing it and figuring out if it's something that you can do sustainably. And the only way to find that out sometimes is by doing it. But yeah, so that's another thing that is an issue is consistent income, and trying to buy a house at the same time is very difficult. And you've got to really, really grind as a streamer to make a consistent income, for one. And for two, when you're small like I am, I'm not a massive streamer. I have to do stuff like BitBot. I have to do the stuff like Beans. I have to monetize stuff in order to be able to continue doing it and be able to save money and pay the bills. If I just create content that I want to do, where I'm just doing something that I'm very happy doing, like the last month I've been playing Project Zomboid, right? I love the game. It's fun. I've been enjoying streaming again, but I don't make enough money to do it full time. And that's even with the Beans still. BitBot is a massive, massive part of the income that I make. And at least for me, I'm met with a big problem when it's conflicting with my mental. And like I said earlier, that mental is that it's such a negative experience every night. It's not people donating just solely because they love my content. It's people donating because they want to see me die. They want to see something negative happen to me and get a reaction out of me. And while I built that and I thought it was funny for a long time, it did truly start making it to where not these, interactions were negative, but that streaming as a whole feels negative to me. Like when I go live, I'm like, all right, what's going to happen to me tonight? And it wasn't like that. Streaming was a positive experience for me for a long time. And it was something that I truly, truly looked forward to doing every single night. And then there was just a moment at some point where it was like, man, this sucks. I've got to get shitted on to make money. And it just was something that I festered in my own mind and just grew over time. And, I had talked about it a few times because I don't like, bottling stuff up, and I don't like not being true to people that are literally donating and making it possible for me to keep doing this. It just feels like it makes me feel ill inside thinking that I'm misguiding people, and I'm not being true to my own intentions and true to my own self when I'm talking, And so that brings me to another point. This industry has a lot of people that are willing to do whatever it takes. They will leech, they will do whatever is needed to grow. And I'm not one of those people. So my growth is slower. I've always had in my mind, nope, I'm going to just be the best content I can make, the best quality content, the best, humor, audio quality, visual quality, just whatever sort of quality I can bring to the table. I want to do that. And then I want to make clips and post them everywhere, which is what I was doing. And while that does work, you're going to see people that will leech, will grow way faster. And that's just how it works. And unfortunately, That's Twitch. In my experience, that's Twitch. And I'm not going to name off names. I respect every single person that does the content creation stuff. I respect every streamer out there. It's hard. It's not just sitting in front of a camera and playing games. There's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes. And for anyone that's successfully becoming a content creator and making their streams happen and able to do it full time, I commend you, because it's not easy. And even if there's some things that I don't agree with, they're all difficult and they all take a lot of time and dedication. But with that said, I am now 30. I just turned 30 a couple days ago, and I've got a wife and kids, and I just don't have time to be, sitting in every single person's chat and going in everyone's Discord and being a part of a million communities so I can grow and build my stuff. You know what I mean? I don't have time to do any of that. I've got, I was already streaming 7 or 8 hours every single night. So if you do the math, that's about 50 to 56 hours streamed per week. And there was weeks that I would stream less, and there were weeks where I'd stream 10 to 12 hours. It's all just kind of varying. But that's just streaming. That's just live time. That's not editing your content. That's not, making YouTube videos. That's not setting up, collaborations, talking to companies, talking to your community, posting content. Like, there's probably another 20 or 30 hours of that every week. I had asked my wife, how many hours do you think that I work every single week? And this was just recently. And she said about 80 hours. And I didn't say anything to her. That's just from her observation, that she thinks that I work about 80 hours a week. And I would say that's probably right. And that's probably what it is for every other creator that works 7 days a week streaming. If not more, if not a little more or a little less. It's in that same ballpark. So I know that I've just been talking, and this is kind of what this video was for. But I'm trying to hit all the points here that I got on the thing. And I think I've hit pretty much everything. Mental health, as many people know, is a big deal in this space. Getting out of the house is so tough when you're sleeping at night or sleeping during the day and working at night. It's so hard to get out. And if I want to spend a day with my dad or something, I've got to skip a stream, mess up my sleep schedule, and then deprive myself of sleep the whole next day so I can be on time for my stream. Like, it's just such a toxic way of living. And I just tried to do it as long as I could, hoping that I could get to that point where, I don't need to use BitBot anymore. And I'll take the pay cut from BitBot if I can just have enough, people that enjoy my streams every month that are just subbed, like they just want to sub, they just want to get the emotes. And I feel like I gave everything that I have to give to try to get to that point. And while I would still make an okay amount, it's not enough for me to survive and save money to get a house. And I really, really want to buy a house. It's been a goal of mine for a long time. I always told myself I'd buy a house when I was 25. I ended up having a kid. Didn't happen. I told myself I'd buy a house when I turned 30. We had the money, we had everything in place to do it. And the market said no. So it didn't happen. And I just turned 30, and I really I want to buy a house still. So with that said, and I debated even talking about this in this video. But with that said, I was offered a job by somebody, and the pay is pretty good. And I'm going to take it. So I'm going to try and stream part-time and stream stuff that I enjoy. And I know this is not going to be something that a lot of people want to hear. And I could do this the fake route and not tell people this stuff and not tell people that I got a job. And, well, I don't have it yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting it. I could go the route where, no one knows this stuff and, just stream less or something, but it's just not me. It wouldn't go in line with me, wouldn't go in line with my brand. And I take a lot of pride in being forthcoming and straight up. So I don't know, maybe I just don't have what it takes to be a content creator. I love streaming still. But I loved the streaming that I used to do, not what I've been doing. And while it was unique, and maybe I should have listened to a lot of people that were telling me to do it like once a week or something, or 3 times a week even. But when you do what I've done and you've kind of sort of brainwashed, I guess, my own self into feeling just negatively about streaming, it really starts messing with you. And then when you got all these other things happening and then someone offers you a job that pays more than what you make streaming, for way less hours. And another thing to think about is this never turns off. It never, ever shuts off. You wake up, you're like, man, well, I need to post something. I need to be doing something. I need to be, this is a business. The more time you put in your business, the more money it makes. The more time you put in your business, the faster it grows, the more intense everything is. But there's so much competition in this industry now, and it's so easy to blow up on TikTok or, blow up here or, have this instant thing happen overnight. And I'm just not one of those people that knows how to make that happen, I guess. I've been trying, but I'm not a big creator, and the mere fact of things is what I've described, and it's hard to say that stuff because it feels like I'm letting a lot of people down, and I feel like in a sense I'm almost letting my own self down. This is something I've been growing since May 2018. 4 years and 3 months to the day. Actually, it's the 18th right now. I've lived, breathed, and slept streaming for the last 4 years, and it's 4 years and 1 month. Sorry. I'm an idiot. It's just something that has been part of my life, TwitchCon, meeting people from my community, just everything, dude. It's been a huge part of my life and something that I've loved, and it's like a part of identity of me. And thinking about giving that up and working again so I can make these other goals happen and let my mental health thrive a little more, it's very scary. It's very scary. It's very scary. But this is it's not nothing's permanent in life, right? Nothing's permanent. I still plan to stream. Obviously, I'm not going to be streaming as much, but I do want to keep streaming, and I do want to keep growing the Savage Army. And while it's going to be a lot slower, this feels like what I should be doing right now. And I can't even, other than what I've mentioned in this video, I can't even describe why. It's just something inside me that just doesn't cooperate with my life right now, I guess. So that's it. This is a video that I've been considering making for a while. But again, obviously this is going to affect, my business. People aren't going to want to use BitBot. People aren't going to want to do the beans because they're going to know that this is a negative thing for me, which obviously is going to affect my business. But am I going to be fake? And am I going to act like it's not something that it is? No, because that's not me. And I think that a lot of people will respect that. And while I'm going to make a hell of a lot less money streaming, hopefully I can find that fulfillment and enjoyment that it did bring at one point. Because chasing after money as a content creator, in the way that I've been doing it at least, tough, man. It's tough. Again, I know I've said it multiple times. I do want to reiterate that I'm truly fucking grateful for everybody that's ever donated, whether it's BitBot, the beans, anything, whether it's just because you enjoy my shit and you're just not even subbed. I don't even give a fuck. Just whether you've been a part of my shit, I'm truly, truly fucking grateful. And I hope that this video doesn't blur those lines of, me bringing up this stuff. I am fucking grateful for every single person that has made it up to this point for me. I don't know what else to say. I guess I'm just going to end the video. Unless I can think of something else I want to add to it. If not, I love you guys. I'm sorry for the complete rant. I think this video is going to have like a few cuts just because I made a couple clips before this. But that is it, guys. Oh, no, it's not it. Tarkov, my main game. All right, I've been playing this game for almost 2 years straight now. Tarkov. God, do I ever want to talk about Tarkov on this video? I will say Tarkov is the greatest FPS of all time. It does have some issues. And when you play the game, as many hours as I've played 3,000 plus hours in a year and a half or 2 years, however many years I've been playing. I've put over 3,000 hours into the game in a small amount of time. And there are just some things that get to me so much, dude. Dying to cheaters, the audio, and the little fucking peak where you can't see the person, but they can see you. Oh, I can't, dude. I just can't deal with it right now anymore. And so there was so many times that I wanted to play something else. You know, I've been looking at Project Zomboid for 6 months. I've been wanting to play that game for so long. And just in the last month, I said, dude, you know what? I've got to make myself a priority. And I enjoy playing the game. You know, I made my own server for it. And there's other games that I want to play. You know, I don't want to just be stuck to Tarkov. I want to do other stuff. And, you know, it sucks that people will come to your chat and be like, what, no Tarkov? All right, well, I'll be back if you play Tarkov. That fucking sucks. I get it, but it sucks, you know? And again, streaming's a business. And so when playing a different game affects your business, you'd be an idiot to not think about that kind of stuff, especially when you're not a big creator and you can't afford to not think about that kind of stuff. So again, Tarkov is the greatest FPS, and I'm excited to see what they do with this arena mode. I think that's going to be incredible. It's going to make the game more competitive. It's going to raise the stakes even in the raids. I mean, there's just so much stuff, and I want to be a part of it as deeply as I have been, but for now, I probably won't be. Anyway, that's it. I'm so sorry for the long rant. This video is way longer than it was supposed to be, but this is a heart to heart. I love you guys. I'm so fucking thankful for the last couple years of memories full time. I mean, it's just the amount of conversations I've had with other people and other creators that wasn't even live. All the different content we've made, all the YouTube videos that we've put out, the clips we put on TikTok, everything, dude, just everything. It blows my mind. I never thought that I'd be able to stream full time when I started doing it. It was a dream, but I never thought that I'd actually be able to do it. So I'm hoping that I can sort of get myself reset mentally on this thing and, you know, start streaming in a way that I would like to and enjoy streaming again and just enjoy every part of streaming again. You know, something that I realized that was kind of funny at the time, but then I gave it some thought was every time I hear the bit notification, I'm just scared. I'm not even excited that I got bits. I'm just fucking scared. Like, am I going to die? What negative shit's going to happen to me? And that was a big thing that was like, damn, it sucks that I think like that now. I don't want to think like that. Like, I want to be excited when someone donates me bits. I don't want to feel like jaded by it a little. And again, this is my own issue. I made the fucking monster. I started doing the BitBot stuff. And, yeah, it's just something that I started doing and didn't stop doing because it was good money and people enjoyed it. They enjoyed the clips. They enjoyed the content it brought, but the expense was my own self. Now we're sitting here and I'm talking about it. Anyway, God, I'm so sorry. I love you guys very much. Have a good day. Stay savage. Peace. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know. Have a good day.